Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second episode of the Questionable Podcast. Last time, I know it's been about a year or so since we've done it. Now we are moving from not just zombies, but we are going to do the Call of Duty tier list today. Unfortunately, my co-host Mason is not here with me today, so I'm just going to get a jump start and go off with it. And for a lot of these games that we're going to put in here, some of them I didn't play during its cycle. So we are going to create another category. Add a row. And we are just gonna... Oh, that's not what I wanted. We'll just make it like that. There we go. And then we are just going to make that its own thing, and then we're just going to call not wide. Okay. To start this off, we're going to go from top to bottom, starting from the first games to where we are today. I think we have all of them in here. If not, I'm just going to kind of just go through with them on my own, and where I would put them. So, this is going to trigger a lot of people, so I have not played 1, 2, or 3. That's it. I've heard they were good games. I never played them. Maybe I can go back and play them sometime. That's just where they are. So then another situation with the next one, which I believe is Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I did not play Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare in the original sense, like when it first came out. I have only played it fully when it was bundled with Infinite Warfare MWR. So that's all I have to say about it. So we're gonna be ranking these on terms of campaign, multiplayer, and third party. So that's also my opinion too. I would put Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare in a solid A tier. It is a solid game. It has a great campaign, a great introduction to Call of Duty itself and what it's trying to bring. So you have, you're playing as a character named Soap. You meet all these great people, like Price and Gaz, and it's like a modern warfare. It's nothing like much I can really talk about. It's just that it is a game that is set in the modern era, and I'm getting a little tongue tied here. But it's set in the modern sense, and I'm trying to think about the villains in the game. I guess like the villains would be like kind of like it's like terrorist groups and stuff like that. A lot of like pressing issues that is facing at this time today. Where like we have terrorist groups, we have different organizations that are out to harm and attack other people, and you get to play as two sides. You get to play as the British forces, that's with Soap and Price and Gaz, and then you get to play as the American forces, I believe. They're just like the American army. And then at some point they collide and work together to work towards a single goal, which that is really good, showing how the story intersects and goes into it. Oops. Okay, so yeah, I put it at a solid A tier. It's campaign, it's timeless, it's solid, great opening, and it leads more to be explored later on. Now, for the multiplayer, hold on. Again, with my experience with the multiplayer, it has been through MWR. But from what I've seen of older gameplay of COD 4, it is a solid modern shooter. Like, there's nothing much to do as in, like, completion, camera grinding, and stuff like that. But it doesn't need that. It is just fun just to hang out, play with friends, get on some, like, TDM, domination, don't even think it has kill confirmed, but it has a lot of great stuff. It has a lot of solid maps that are with the game. Maybe at some point we'll do a tier list of the multiplayer maps. I know that would be insane. So overall I play Modern Warfare and A tier. I think it's very well put out, very well done. In terms of like weapon balancing, I think it did very well with weapon balancing, and kill streaks were very well put. I think I don't know. I should have probably went back to these games before I started doing this, but from what I remember, like 3 kills is a UAV, 5 is for like a assault, kind of like a VTOL, and then was like 12 for a helicopter. So it's just like 3 kill streaks, nothing too fancy, but it's nice and simplistic. A very good start into the game. Next, I believe, is World at War. World at War is amazing. So a little backstory. I mean, if you really care, I am a history education major. I love history. I love teaching about history. It is one of my favorite things to do. So that's why I'm putting it at S tier. So I am biased when it goes towards this game alone. With World at War, I give it an S tier because it has such a solid campaign. It has a very good multiplayer on top of it because it has the same aspects as Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, but added on more. And then also, this is the first time we are introduced into zombies. Zombies is also one of my favorite game modes to come out of Call of Duty. That's why the first episode we introduced into a zombies not tier list. So, starting off with the campaign. The campaign starts off playing 2 sides, same as Modern Warfare. One is the American forces in Japan, and then the other side is the Russians. Both sides are very good. I prefer the Russian side over the American side because I love the European fight, and it feels so like when you're dropped into the first couple missions, you first off as the Americans, and you're dropped in to just like a abysmal setting, like the horrors of war. Seeing it as from like the picture here, like you can see like there's ash, there's smoke, there's a guy shooting. Same concept as Modern Warfare 4's, but this one just like it feels more gritty. It feels more tug at the heartstrings, I guess. And then when you reach into like the 3rd, 4th mission, I want to say, then you switch areas. Then you're in Stalingrad, which for anyone that does not know history, Stalingrad is one of the biggest World War II battles that have ever taken place. It was over several months long fighting, and it's supposed to be like 1 million people died in this one area in Russia. So it's now known as Volgograd, I want to say now. But Stalingrad is what it was called because of the communist Soviet Union era, so-and-so, yada yada. And you play as a Dmitri, and you were with main characters like Reznov, which, if you know anything about Call of Duty, Reznov is a big player, not just in World at War, but the next one we lead into Black Ops. So keep that name in mind. But then there's like a great sniper mission. Same, I didn't mention this in Modern Warfare 4, but there's also a great sniper mission. That's where in Stalingrad, that's where you see that. But you get to see like everything take place. Like the Russians heading into Berlin. Yes, you play in the fight to take Berlin. You fight as the Americans who attack Japan, and if you know anything about history again, they attack on Pearl Harbor. It left a lot of people pain and suffering, wanting revenge. So it leaves very good avenues to go over and discover. So that's why I personally really love this campaign. The ending is insane. It is awesome. And that's all I mean, like, if you don't like this campaign, I'm sorry. Like, it's so good. It's so good. Then going into the multiplayer, as I said with Modern Warfare 4, it takes the stuff that Modern Warfare 4 has and adds on more to it. There's more kill streaks. There's historical weapons. There's able you can like drive tanks in some missions. Like you can play ground war to get into tanks and stuff like that. It is very nice. It's very good, fun. There's nothing like like camera grind or anything. But also, again, this doesn't need it. But yeah, it's very nice, solid. And then the time to zombies. This is the first time we ever see zombies, so you see it's very lackluster, and not for someone that has had it from experience, but people like my older brother talk to me about like how times were like he would be coming back home after a sleepover or something, or like after a late night with his friend playing World at War, playing zombies, and just the horror aspect of Nocturne on Toten, of Verrückt, of Shi No Numa. Like, it scared him. Like, this is when, like, zombies was scary to play. Which is definitely a very big factor in coming out of this, like, this game. So, and, you know, like, we don't have, like, any good, zombies games at this time. Maybe we had, like, Left 4 Dead, I think. But, I'd say World at War was a very solid, very solid game, very good. I'm just now like trying to find things to say that makes it better. Like, but you can't. I just really enjoyed it. Next, I believe is Modern Warfare 2. So, it also had a remaster. I didn't play the multiplayer in its time, but just I'm gonna go off of what I've heard of it. I would put it. I'll put it at B, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of people angry at this, but I'm putting it at B. It's at top of B. It's gonna stay at top of B. It's so the campaign is good. I played the campaign. The campaign's really good. I just heard the multiplayer in the terms of weapon balancing was not good at all, but that's also what made the game good. So I'm gonna keep it where it is at B. With Modern Warfare 2, again, you're playing with the same group of people, the ragtag group of British ops. This is where you get the infamous No Russian mission, which left a lot of controversy in this time. It's like, is gaming violence? Does it cause violence around America? So like it's timeless in that way. But we shouldn't look at games like that. But overall, the campaign is really good. It definitely introduces a villain, Makarov, being a very heartless person and with a very good personality. And so you know what he's after, you know what he wants, and he executes his role perfectly. He does super well. Excuse me. With the multiplayer, like I said, that it had a lot of balancing issues in terms of the shotguns and the launchers, like noob tubes. I know it was a big factor, but also like I have people talk about fond memories of this happening. So like people enjoyed that. I think if it was introduced like a multiplayer, like if it wasn't changed, people were just, it was still like fully live and playable. I think people would not really appreciate that as much. But hey, yeah, I'll give Modern Warfare 2 a B. Moving on to Black Ops 1. Now this is kind of like where I'm starting to come into play with the multiplayer. Like I play the multiplayer, and I have experiences with the multiplayer. Call of Duty Black Ops, I'm putting it. I'm putting it above Modern Warfare 4, and putting it at top of A because it takes something that shouldn't really be a factor like World at War, and it ties into it and so well. It was just really good, and also this comes up with a very lot more memorable characters than World at War. Like I can't even tell you all the characters in the game besides Dmitri, the person that you play as in the Russian campaign, and Reznov. Now, you got those two people in this game. Oops. And yeah, you got those people in this game, but you have other people added on to it. People like Woods, um, Mason. You have what's the hunter guy's name? I forget. But yeah, you have all those characters. You go through to many places. You start off at the Bay of Pigs too, of all places. Um, 1 second. Okay, so sorry about that. We have all those different types of characters. Woods, Mason. I want to say, what's the other guy's name? Hudson. Hudson. Yeah, that's what he is. He was good too. There's so many memorable characters, and then you have Reznov at the beginning. I don't want to go into spoiler territory because I also want you to enjoy these games on your own. But just a little beginning parts is that, you're starting the Bay of Pigs invasion. You're with Woods, and you're playing as Mason, Alex Mason, through the entire story, and he goes to Gulag. He goes into Vietnam. Overall, it's just a very good story. It's very played out, very memorable characters, has very clear and effective use of the bad guys and what the characters are fighting for, and what's happening throughout the whole entire thing. It goes into not really conspiracy theories, but it goes into a lot of hard things to talk about, like the CIA mind control program, because a lot of this deals with the CIA. Overall, yeah, the Black Ops 1 had one of the best campaigns. This is the golden age of Call of Duty. We have World at War, we have the Black Ops games, we have the Modern Warfare games, the OG of all of these. And they are so original, they are very creative. It felt like we had a solid team of people. A solid team of people doing work. So that's why I would put it at the top of A. For the multiplayer, this is the first time we were introduced to custom camos and the weapon grind. This, from what I remember, I don't remember getting camos in the game. I would assume they were pretty simplistic, because the further we go along, the further we're gonna see they go from simple camo grinds to harder camo grinds. Me, I like to grind camos. I have gotten almost every single camo since Black Ops 3 when the Mastery camo was first introduced. But yeah, this is something you can do on the side while you're playing with your friends, which was very nice. Then going to zombies, they took zombies from World at War, they added it, they made it better, they added so much more things. They even remastered all the different maps that were in World at War and brought them over to this game, which was also great. So, but if you wanted to go back in World at War, you obviously can. But they had Kino der Toten 5, Ascension, Shangri-La, Moon. Am I missing any? I don't think so. But yeah, this is just a solid lineup of zombies maps. Some of them are definitely tough on the Easter egg spectrum. Actually, this is also the first time we were introduced to Call of Duty Zombies Easter eggs. Starting off with 5, and then it moved to Ascension. Then we had, of course, I forgot Call of the Dead. Call of the Dead, that was a timeless classic for so many Call of Duty Zombies YouTubers and just for the community itself, because you have George Romero, And they have like a whole entire cast of characters that are actors just stuck in a zombies apocalypse, which is also very good. Um, I'd say yeah, it's definitely top of A, very solid, very good. I don't have like any real problems with the game, but I just felt like World at War is on such a higher level. Cause like, I mean, I don't want to say like it. It's good because it's the first one. It's like the trailblazer for all these other like Black Ops games to come out further, but it kind of is. That's the reason why there is like that. So yeah, I'm putting it at the top of A. Next is Modern Warfare 3. I didn't play much of the multiplayer. I played the party game modes, which also I forgot to mention with Black Ops. They're the great party game modes that it had, like gun game, one in the chamber, all that stuff. It's a lot more we talk about in Black Ops 2 because that's more I played it. In Modern Warfare 3, I mostly played Infected, so I would probably put it top of B. And the reason being is because with the campaign with Modern Warfare 3 compared to the other two, it felt a little like not like out there. Um, it just didn't feel as sentimental as the other two. Like the other two have set a foundation, and Modern Warfare 3 kind of just took it and it's like, oh yeah, good guys won. Um, but it's just a continuation of Makarov, Price and Super fighting him and stuff like that. I don't want to go to spoiler territory, but someone does end up dying in the game, and then you also get to meet new characters like Yuri, which you're also playing as him throughout a lot of it. Um, then multiplayer, I didn't play most of the multiplayer. It was basically like Modern Warfare 2, but without the noob tubes and stuff like that. I played mostly Infected, the party game mode, which also had a nice, very good selection of party game modes, because we don't really get to see Infected throughout this lineup here. Unless like due to popular demand, like in Modern Warfare and Infinite Warfare and like all those other ones. Like Modern Warfare 2 I think had it too. The new Modern Warfare 2. But yeah, so they also introduced Spec Ops, which I don't think I mentioned that in Modern Warfare 2. Like Spec Ops, I like Spec Ops. It's not my favorite compared to Zombies, but Spec Ops is fun, it's enjoyable, it's something to do if you don't want to do the campaign or you don't want to play with your friends in multiplayer. You can play with your friends on co-op. It's basically like survival, but instead of zombies, you're getting shot at. But it was fun, it was good. These here are goated. But my absolute goated goated Call of Duty game ever is definitely gotta be Black Ops 2, top of S tier. I don't think I need to even say anything on why. Sure, people could probably have a different opinion, especially from the zombie standpoint, because at first the zombies was not doing well, especially with the Victus crew. But I think people can enjoy it so much more today. Starting off the campaign adds on to Black Ops, and it goes like from two different timelines. So you start off with the main timeline. It's 2025, which felt like in 2012 that was so long ago. Now it's just a year away, which is crazy. The game came out when I was 11 years old. So you start off in 2025 with Mason's children. Like his son is a big part to play in the that timeline, and then you go back to like the 80s or so with Mason, with Woods, with Hudson, and then to have a great villain, Raul Menendez. He's just a very good villain. Sure, he brings off that stereotypical, cliche, misunderstood character. So if you don't mess with him, yeah, he'll be cool with you. But if you mess with him, he goes and wreaks out havoc. But I really liked his character. and I liked what he stood for. I liked his ideas. Obviously, not supporting his ideas. I'm saying I liked how the way he does things. Um, then, but it clearly shows what the good guys are trying to do and how they're gonna do it, why they're gonna do it. It just all ties in together. So this is definitely, definitely for me, what is known as the golden age of Call of Duty. These 6 games, I guess the three of the 9, if you're talking about the ones at the bottom, that I didn't play. So that's, I mean, if you play these, it's up for you to choose on the list. But for these 6 games was peak Call of Duty. Everyone enjoyed it. Everyone liked it. No problems. These were coming out yearly too. These were like all yearly gods. So, at least in my opinion, there's no excuse of it just because it's a yearly COD game. It's not much in a cycle. I mean, I think it should be longer than 1 year COD. But excuse me. Yeah, like this is a perfect group of Call of Duty games. That is just like from childhood. Um, yeah, so back to Black Ops 2. Moving on to the multiplayer. Multiplayer is amazing. I love places like Hijacked and Nuketown. Like they had Nuketown in Black Ops 1, but they added on to Nuketown to make it better. Then they had Slums. Like I see, like with all these maps, like I can remember them. I can vividly play them, like in my mind, and they're just so much fun. This is like where they started having score streaks. They had a lot more like the Swarm, the dogs. Um, they added more to the camo weapon grinds. So now, so let's just say for example, you're trying to get an AR gold, and there's like 6 ARs in the setup, like in the game. So like if you get all 6 of them gold, then you get diamond for all of them. And diamond this is probably the best looking diamond in like any COD game. It's my favorite diamond. I didn't get it personally because it's too late for me now to get it, but very simplistic. You know, you gotta get your headshots, 100 headshots, like 10 double kills, 5 bloodthirsties, stuff like that. Yes, it made the camo grind fun and enjoyable without being like super hardcore, as in like to like give you like fill out a checklist. I think it is more like a check. It is kind of like a checklist still, but as compared as to the later CODs, it doesn't feel like you're wasting your time. Like it feels like with Black Ops 2, you can get diamond on weapon category in like a week. Let's just be considered like a week. Whereas like with something like I don't know Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the new one, it would take you a good while if you're not consistently playing the game to get it. And also you have to level up your weapons to get all the unlockable camos, like to unlock the challenge for it. That's one of my big gripes. That's just my opinion. That's why I don't really like doing the camo grinds as much, but I still do them. Next, this is kind of like where the slow descent into suffering in the Call of Duty series. Ghost. Call of Duty Ghost, it would probably be our first C tier. Now, I didn't finish the campaign, so I can't really say nothing on that. Multiplayer, I didn't like a lot of things on what they did. I kind of like the weapons. Some of the maps are good, except for Stonehaven. Everyone hates Stonehaven. I mean, I don't say everyone hates Stonehaven, but in my opinion, I don't like Stonehaven because it's too big of a map. Something that I think we have a problem in today's modern Call of Duties. But and then like the perk system, their perks, it has like 50 perks. It's just a lot. It's a cluster of things. So that's why it's also like kind of lackluster. Like it's not it's lacking in a lot of places. Like it doesn't feel like there's a lot of like good ideas that they had from these top 6 in the list. Then they had something actually I kind of liked was that Aliens. Now probably in 2013 when the game came out, Aliens was probably not a great idea. But to me, I like zombies. Not zombies. Aliens. I liked Aliens. It was a nice change of pace from zombies. I saw Infinity War was trying to do its own thing instead of just Spec Ops, which I could appreciate. The first map was great. The other ones were kind of lacking, but it was kind of like it was like objective based, which like you did one thing, then you go to another. Which sure, it's like it's linear, and a lot of people like linear, but I enjoyed it. It was nice. It was a nice change of pace, different, creative. Overall, yeah, that's what I played. It was kind of like, it's not like what we have seen in these past like upper 6. Black Ops 3. Wait, no, we're not there yet. I'm getting too excited. Advanced Warfare is next. Now again, this is another COD game. I know I didn't play the campaign. I probably should have played a lot of these campaigns before I started making this. I get it. I'm gonna get flayed if there's like comments made on this, but yeah, I didn't play the Advanced Warfare campaign. However, I played a heck ton of the multiplayer, and I found like a decent respect for it. They're trying to do something new. This is actually the first game that Sledgehammer came out with, which for a first time, and they were like a supporting studio for all the other ones, like for Infinity War, importantly. But I would say I'd probably put it here with Ghost. But I think I liked its multiplayer better than Ghost, because like it was nice to have like a different change of pace. With exosuits, even though a lot of people didn't like exosuits, I personally enjoyed them. They were I would say they were like again, there's like nice change of pace, nice scenery. A lot of people didn't really have a respect for them at the beginning. Not a lot of people liked exosuits. This is gonna be the start of the first of like the big 3 that people are like iffy about. This is like one of them. It was kind of like, how far can you go into the future, kind of thing, which is like tough, especially because in Black Ops 2 was set into the near future, so it was like a little onto the spectrum there, and a lot of people are like starting to like not like futuristic CODs. Like this is the first one, so we're just gonna roll with it. Campaign, I'm sorry, unfortunately did not play it. Multiplayer, I liked it. However, there's one big issue. I'm sure everyone has talked about it before with Advanced Warfare. This is the first introduction into the loot box system. Now, it depends on your perspective on who you are, on what if you like loot boxes or not. Personally, in this game, this is a definite pay-to-win system. I'm not condoning this loot box system, because this loot box system is not good at all. It was to get variants of weapons, like legendary, epic, common, all those types of things, like rare. And definitely the better weapon you had in the legendary category, the better you would do in the games. That's just like that. And as you can see from all these other past games, we never had anything like that. It's definite pay to win system. People bought money to get the better weapons, especially with the bow, the assault rifle. It was not a good system, but overall, you can get the loot boxes through playing the game too. So that was a good part of it. Unlike a lot of the things in modern gaming that is today, where you had to pay money or the in-game currency for that stuff. But this also set up precedents for that stuff. to occur. But then next, the final game mode, which was Exo Zombies. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with Exo Zombies either, but I remember like the first like couple of maps, like Burger Town was kind of one of them, and it wasn't too bad. Definitely not as good as like a Black Ops World at War, Black Ops 2 scenario, but it was all right. So that's why it's kind of like in C tier. But I would say the multiplayer was better in Advanced Warfare than Ghost. But it did have its very lining flaws that we're going to see for the next 4 or 5 COD games coming up. So stay strapped for that one. So next is Black Ops 3. Now, Black Ops 3 holds a very special place in my heart. This is also kind of just like this is the one I probably have played the most out of all of these CODs. This is the one I enjoyed the most out of all these CODs. I'm going to hold my bias aside, because if my bias was here, it would probably be like right here at the goats. But there's definitely some big flaws in this game. I'm going to dumb it down and put it right here. Okay. If people actually did comments on these comment system on YouTube, I would probably get flayed for this as well. This is like another flaying system. But yeah, COD Black Ops 3 is definitely... this is where it should be. For the reason being, because I would say this is like the weirdest game to rank out of all of them. Like, you probably have to make a video all yourself on this game itself to come up with a ranking for this. But I'm just going to make it short because I don't got much time on this. At least I don't want to make this too long. But with Black Ops 3, it has the same campaign, multiplayer, zombies. Campaign is not good. It is probably mid at best, maybe a little bit below mid. It is not good. It hasn't strategized well. And the only thing that they did good with this game is to make it online, a multiplayer-esque campaign, which you can play with your friends. That's the only thing that probably did good at this. And that's the only thing that its reputation in the campaign strategy would have it. You get to create your own character, which is kind of cool. You can do like your own little like random game modes. There's like free run, which free run was very interesting, especially for an EXO game. But yeah, if you talk about like those little side game modes that they had there. And then they also had kind of like their own zombies campaign, which I didn't play much. But with the main campaign, yeah, again, it's not good. I can't even tell you what happened. One, because it's been forever since I played it, and two, like, it's very out of nowhere. The pacing's very bad. Turns out like the main character you played throughout the whole entire time was someone else. And like, yeah, like you're someone else, and it's very confusing. It's very wrong, and I don't like it. However, the two defining moments that made Black Ops 3 would be the multiplayer and the zombies, especially the zombies. But if I want to still stay in chronological order, but I'm holding my excitement for zombies here. For multiplayer, in multiplayer, this is the first time, like I said before, we introduced to a mastery camo. Now you've had your gold, you had your diamond, and like a lot of things are like, well, what's next? If you get all of the guns diamond, like, that's it. You just get them diamond. But Black Ops 3 introduced a mastery camo, Dark Matter. Dark Matter is amazing. I love Dark Matter. I love the camo. This is the first time I actually went for camo challenges and got Dark Matter, and I have not regretted it since. It's the same simplistic system, like 100 headshots, 5 double kills, 5 bloodthirsties, 5 revenge kills, maybe. and then you get a gun gold. It's very simplistic, very nice. It brings into a casual audience that wants to get camos, which, you know, it's always good for a player base, especially for a casual audience. Like if you're trying to bring Call of Duty for a casual audience, it works perfectly. You just like sit down on the couch, get a gun gold. You can either get your favorite gun just gold, get a diamond, or if you're a very competitive person and you want to get everything done, then Dark Matter's there for you. You know, um, yeah, Dark Matter's hands down in the top 5 best mastery camos. So good. But then now talking about like the weapons were all pretty balanced. And another thing that was introduced from Advanced Warfare is the loot box system. Now, this is what brought the game down pretty bad as well. The loot box system is not as bad as it was in Advanced Warfare. There's no weapon tiers, but a lot of the DLC weapons that were introduced into Black Ops 3 were from loot box only. So again, it's another pay-to-win wall system, like where people would get lucky, or people would pay a lot of money to get a weapon that they want out of the box, out of the loot box, and they would kill you with it. It would be insanely good, and it would be very frustrating for a lot of players because they're not as lucky or they didn't have a big enough wallet. Then something that was introduced into Black Ops 3 was a like free token, like a weapon token, where it was a guaranteed DLC weapon. Now, this makes it better than Advanced Warfare because you're actually getting a guaranteed weapon out of these, and for like challenges from like getting a certain amount of wins, or you know, just getting a certain amount of wins, doing a certain challenge. That makes it a lot better. It makes the suck a lot better, you know. It would suck when you wouldn't get the weapon you wanted out of it. Like I always wanted the was it like the MP7, or like that was in Black Ops 2. It was introduced as like the MPX or something like that. I forget what it's called, but I always wanted that weapon because I always got killed by it. I wanted it so badly, but I never ended up getting it. I still can't get it to this day. Now there's like modded, like you can do modded Black Ops 3 like on Steam, like the Boy client, where you can get all the weapons for free now. So it's like different today, but so with that, I would say that's why like the multiplayer is where it's at. Like the multiplayer was good, it was solid. It had pretty good maps too. I can't really think about a bunch, but again, Newtown is a big factor in this game. There was Redwoods. There was can't remember a lot of them, but yeah, it was like there's just a lot of good ones to come about from it, which was they're solid maps. I couldn't even think of a bad map on there. There's probably either good to mid, like worst to the best. But those top two, the Newtown and Redwood, were probably my favorite. And then you got like of course your DLC maps, which I've been talking about pretty much this whole entire thing. But you got those like DLC maps which are fun. Now, to get to the zombies, I don't care what anyone says. This is my opinion, but I'm gonna say I don't care what anyone says. This is the best zombies to ever come out from the series. Period. Hands down. You can't say anything about it. You have banger after banger after banger after banger of zombies maps coming back to back to back to back to back. You have Shadows of Evil. You start off, fantastic map already. You have a remastered Giant. First two in the lineup. You already have a solid lineup of zombies maps. Get to the first DLC, the Risendrach with the bows. Then you have the Easter egg. The Easter egg is so much fun. It first introduces a boss fight. with Shadows of Evil, there's like a little boss fight, but it's 4 players. Also, you can't do it by yourself. But with Horizon Rock, you can do it by yourself, and you can play with friends, or you can do it by yourself. Either or works, and you can make it so you don't have to get all 4 bows. You can just only make one, so you can have it more casually. And it's not really that tough. You probably just need to look up one guide, how to make the bows and stuff like that. Like, it's very fun. It's challenging to do as well. Bows are fantastic, especially the storm bow. But yeah, the wolf bow, fire bow, void bow, all amazing bows in their own right. And you have Zetsubo Nishima, which is like a little bit of a step down from the zombies maps, but it's like I would say it's the worst of the best, because you have stuff like the KT4. You have an easy Easter egg, which also you can do solo, and you have like the plants and stuff like that. Thrashers kind of suck too, but and you have like spiders there and everything. Very, very solid lineup still. Gorog Trophy, which introduces the Ray Gun Mark III into the game, which also forgot to mention. Black Ops 2 had the Ray Gun Mark II introduced, and then World at War had the Ray Gun Mark I. Just to backtrack to those, but yeah, the Ray Gun Mark III introduced into this game, which is revolutionary for everyone. um, Then you have Revelations, which is also again kind of like a Zetsubo step down, but it also combines everything together into like one big combination of a bunch of things. All these Easter eggs, except for Shadows, can be done solo, or with 2, 3, 4 players. Which, if you don't have friends to play, or if you just want to do things on your own to show off, like I do, you are gonna have a lot of fun with these maps. Not only these maps, because in like the next couple of years after this game was released, it was released like 2015, when Infinite Warfare was announced and came out in 2016. The year after, around like May 2017, we had Zombies Chronicles, for like a low price. I want to say it was maybe like $25. It had Nocturne Toten, Verrucht, Shionuma, Ascension, Shangri-La, Moon, and Origins. So you had all the maps from World at War. You had 3 maps from Black Ops 3, and you had 1 map from Black Ops 2, all remastered, all redone to fit Black Ops 3 for like $25. This is amazing, to say the least. It was fantastic to have all those maps. You literally had every single World at War map remastered, redone, had Gobblegums too. I haven't even talked about the Gobblegum system. Oh my goodness, there's too much stuff to talk about Black Ops 3. It's too good. I'm debating putting it up higher. But, I'm going to say that the campaign really, really dumbs it down. You know what? No, we're just going to put it here. We're going to stop. But yeah, the Gobblegum system, you get like Perkaholic, which you can get like all the perks. You had stuff like wall power. When you buy a wall weapon, it will become instantly pack-a-punched. Immolation Liquidation, you could spawn fire cells and stack them. And think about how great it was doing it for the world record community. Like, having Gobblegums in these world records brought times down extremely low. Like, what, Shadows of Evil, we're looking at 2013 now? 20 minutes and 13 seconds? That's absolutely ludicrous how far we've gotten to that. And if you do like no gums, like world record, which I think it's like maybe like 22, 23 now, like Gobblegums take that down by 3 minutes. So like for the world record community, it's fantastic as well. And with the Gobblegums, it has the same loot box system, but with liquid diviniums, which you can get in game or buy. Same as the loot boxes in multiplayer, but it didn't really have much of an effect because you could choose to use them or not use them. But you had fun ones too, like you had Anywhere But Here, which you actually had to use for the Zetsubo Nishima Easter egg to get the first cog, or did you get one of them? But all of them were just fun to use, and some of them like didn't really have such a big purpose, like all the ones I mentioned. Like Newton negation, they just when you kill a zombie, he would float up into the air, and that would keep happening for like 10 minutes. Or if you killed it was I can't think of it, but there's one where like you would if you explode a zombie with a grenade, then he would start to like vomit. Like I think it's just like projectile vomiting. And then you had eye candy. When you activated it, it would change the colors of your screen. And I can't forget. I forget the other one. But yeah, you have all these different types of Gobblegums that made the game more fun, more enjoyable. You had like all these zombies maps. So on top of the Zombies Chronicles maps, and you had like 5 maps in base game with a DLC. So you had 2 maps to start. Then you had what? 3 more introduced. Wait, 3. Stir, Zetsubo, Garad, and Revelation. So you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 12. You have 12 zombies maps to play with. So that's why it is such a staple in the zombies community. To play these zombies maps. Yeah, I would say hands down best zombies ever. But the whole entire game is dumbed down by its loot box practices in multiplayer and the campaign. So I wish I could put it up higher, but that's just where it's gonna stay for me. Now, I'm going to get out to this is like the beginning of the end for EXO movement. So a lot of people are going to not like where I put this. I don't care. I would say it's not B. Definitely not B. I'm gonna put it right here. I'm putting too much here on goes. I'll put just bottom of C. I know people want me to put it like a D, if F, make a category of F. People are like it's trash, it's terrible, not good. For me, it's just that it is mid at best. It definitely could have been better. Basically, Infinite Warfare took what Black Ops 3 did. Like, I didn't even mention the specialists. So, like, they have specialists where you had different specialist abilities and weapons you could use. It took what Black Ops 3 had and just dumbed it down and made it worse. As in, like, they made characters that had no personality, no experiences whatsoever. Like, in Black Ops 3, you had characters like Ruin, Sparrow, Seraph, that had their own personal backstories that you could find while leveling up, like, weapon and stuff. Like, you can kind of get like, their own technical gold for their outfits. But it ended up the Infinite Warfare took it and basically made it bland. Definitely not a great play, especially the weapons. Weapons were pretty bland as well. The game overall is pretty bland. I've heard this is another one of those ones I did not play the campaign thoroughly. I heard pretty good ideas. Like I heard the campaign was actually decent. I never played it, so I have no opinion on that. But with the zombies, now I have a different opinion for the zombies, especially when you saw from the first episode of the podcast where we talked about Zombies in Spaceland and Rave in the Redwoods. Those 2 maps are solid maps. They're good. I would say Zombies in Spaceland is amazing. It's probably the best zombies map out of the non-Treyarchs. I'm gonna sneeze here. But yeah, so with the zombies maps, I would say that Zombies in Spaceland is goated. It's amazing. Same with Rev. They respect their time periods well and how they did them. With Everything else they were pretty much bland or mid, just like the campaign multiplayer. So that's just where it's gonna be. But now I feel like I've been doing this for very long, so I'm gonna try to speed things up a little more. Um, so World War II, I would like to put um, bottom of B. I actually enjoyed it. It had a very cliche campaign to say the least. I enjoyed it. I liked the ideas of what they presented. Um, Not a lot of people did. Um, Multiplayer is probably one of the most multiplayers I played. Um, I got Chrome in the game too. Um, I like the war game mode. The war game mode should return to, by the way. Make it just like this. You make it just like this. It would be amazing. Um, Overall, that I enjoyed the multiplayer. The zombies, the final rank was the only one that was good. Everything else was pretty bad or mid. Um, but yeah, that's where that's at. Black Ops 4. Um, I like the ideas that it presented. It does not have a campaign, by the way. Black Ops 4 does not have a campaign. And instead, it introduces around this time what is Battle Royale, where you saw stuff like Fortnite starting to come about. Um, so that really dumbed it down. So yeah, Battle Royale was terrible in this game. The multiplayer I actually liked. They had a game mode called Heist I really enjoyed, where it was like CS:GO, and you could buy weapons and you can just you play just like CS:GO. But I really enjoyed it. Zombies. The first couple maps were good. Voyage of Despair was not good. Um, you can look at the previous episode to see all this stuff. But um, 9, I enjoyed 9. The 5 remaster, the 5 remaster was not really that great either. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Dead of the Night. I actually have more respect for Dead of the Night. I don't know where I put it in my tier list, but I have more respect nowadays for Dead of the Night. Ancient Evil is pretty good too. And then Tactor which is not good. Overall, actually, now starting to think about it, it was definitely a better multiplayer experience than I'd say probably these 3. There you go. Definitely better. So yeah, after that, so we have gone through like different phases of COD. We have our golden age era. We have our EXO, where are we now era. Now we're going to reach into a different echelon of different ideas. Starting off with Modern Warfare 2019. Looking at through the 2024 lens, I guess to say now, I would say this game is right here. I would say, actually right here. Right here. I'll put it in the middle of the pack in A. It had a good campaign. It introduces new characters like Farah and Alex. Bringing back old characters like Price, Soap, Gaz. It's an entire reboot. Definitely new people to fight, stuff like that. Then multiplayer. This is where the camera grind started to become a problem for me. Like looking back at Black Ops 2, and even to like Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, World War 2. The camera grind was fairly easy, simple, and it felt like anyone could do it. With Modern Warfare, it felt like you had to grind for days. You had to had sleepless nights, no job, no life to get it done. The only way actually I did get it done was when COVID happened in 2020. I got done like around springtime when that happened. Like, I remember saying to myself, "Oh, nice, 2 weeks off of high school. I could definitely get my camo grind done. 2 weeks turned into 6 months, or whatever it was. But this is where the camo grind started to become the pain that it is for me today, because you have you first have to level up the weapon. Now, some weapons could take maybe 20 levels, some could take 55. And usually it took forever to level up the weapons to be able to start working on all the challenges, which that made it feel very aggravating for me, because like, why can't I just do the challenges? And why do I have to level up this whole entire weapon to get it done? But introduced a lot of good concepts, like over hundreds of attachments for each weapon. The weapons sounded better, they were sounded more clean, which I can appreciate. But I don't even remember. I think it didn't really have a great Spec Ops game mode. I think they just stopped doing it. I don't remember now. And then you got introduced to Warzone, which is our new third-party game mode, which is a much better take on Battle Royale than Black Ops 4 was in Blackout. But I would say, for me, I'm not really a Battle Royale guy. I would probably like bottom of B. I enjoyed it. I'll play with my friends every now and then, but it's not like really a thing for me. Next is Cold War. Cold War was definitely, in this era, my favorite campaign, because they brought back old characters and new ones, just like Modern Warfare 2019. I would probably put it right here. It's solid. Middle of the pack and A. Good. Great. Multiplayer was about the same. It had that same problem with level up the weapon to get the camos, which, again, in my opinion, don't like it. They had a lot of great maps. Can't sneeze. Maybe? I think we're good. Some of the maps were good. I liked. The problem with me with the newer multiplayer maps, I cannot think of multiplayer maps on the top of my head. Like, I could probably think maybe like one. But most, like, for Modern Warfare, is they just shoot house and shipment. That's all I can think of. I can't think of anything else. Same for Cold War. Cold War, I can only think of Nuketown. That's a big problem leading into other things, but it's alright. Apologize, I'm a little not feeling too well, so but we're almost done here. So, with Cold War, the final part was the zombies. I like the zombies. Zombies is good. It definitely is a different take on zombies, how it is now, like from back then. It makes it up to the more casual players, which is a very big plus. I am not a advocate of pushing away players, but I wish there was kind of more something here for the more harder, like the more competitive players. I know they have the Rage Inducer, which is a good thing to add. Then you have like D Machine, which is a solid first map. What's the next one? What's it called? Yeah, I can't forget. I forget what it is. But I just remember it not being that well. Maldertoten, which brought it back. Like that third map was good. And then the final one, which I forget what it is now too. Man, I'm just forgetting everything today. Which is not really that solid either. Like, it wasn't that great. All those were pretty good in their own like regards for the casual audience. But I would say Maldertoten and D Machine were the only good ones that were good in that pact. And then this is like the first zombies map where you get to buy all the perks instead of just having a four perk limit. Which is also solid, very nice, fun. It feels like I'm playing a custom map. But okay, guys, we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room. Which first I'm going to change this. Did I spell it wrong? Yes. I'm just gonna put it to like, I don't know, makes it feel like Vanguard. There. Vanguard deserves its own list. Here, I'm gonna put just bottom, so it makes me feel better. Yeah, Vanguard is its own list. There's some big problems. The campaign is terrible. The multiplayer is terrible. The zombies is terrible. Everything in this game. I don't even think it even has zombies. Does it have zombies? I don't even know. I gave up on the Carrier Ground because it was the same as it was in 2018, Cold War. It was not fun. Didn't like it. Overall, it's its own list. I don't even need to explain myself. For all the people that like Vanguard, I'm sorry. My opinion. But I hate Vanguard. MW2. For MW2, I would put it right here. Bottom would be, it definitely added stuff in from Modern Warfare 2019, but I felt like it was just kind of trying to bring everything back and how it was. I liked the Killer Grind in this one better in multiplayer than in Modern Warfare 2019 because it felt like it was more salvageable. But the thing I didn't like is when you got weapon gold, then you got everything gold. You had to level up the weapon, of course, and if you got them all gold, if you go back and do them all again to get the second camo. I don't know if it was diamond. I don't think it is. Like platinum, and then you have to go back through all the weapons again to unlock the challenge for the weapon, not just unlocking the camo, which it irritates me. Is again my opinion. I don't like it, but I just don't like how they do that, and that's the same thing in Modern Warfare 3, which we don't have Modern Warfare 3 here. If I would put Modern Warfare 3, it would probably be right next to Infinite Warfare. Actually, it would probably be in between Ghost and Advanced Warfare. But actually, here, we'll use COD Mobile, because I didn't play COD Mobile. So, we're going to use this for MW3. We're just going to put MW3 on this. Campaign is not as good as Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2. 2022 is bad. The multiplayer is just, it feels like it's reused assets from Modern Warfare 2022, just with different ideas and stuff like that. I don't think it even has a third-party game mode. Just how I feel overall. Well, first of all, this is the whole list. I was pretty reserved in my opinion. I would want to say for some of these things, but I try to look at it at like face value, as in just saying, "Oh, I think this game is amazing because I like it because it is my childhood." I tried to keep it a little concise in that regard, but this is the list. If you have any ideas or share your own tier list, put it in the comment section. If you want to talk about my tier list and why it's good or bad, or how you liked something or how you didn't like something, add ideas into it. I know I'm not like the greatest in analysis of games, but give pointers. I will accept all criticism. Be very nice. But yeah, just the one thing I wanted to say, like going through all these eras in COD, from the Golden Age to the EXO era to modern, where we have modern gaming being a thing with the battle pass systems and being with all these games. My interest for COD steadily has gone down in these past couple of years, and I was raised on COD through and through. Like I played a lot of these not in their prime, but at least COD is something important to me that that I wish they would fix a lot of things. Overall, I see a lot of good coming out of COD this time, and I see a lot of bad things that they can do. But there's always room for change. There's always room for improvement. Obviously, my opinion is not the only thing that's around in the world. So people probably love Modern Warfare, like love Vanguard or love Modern Warfare 2 2022. Stuff like that. Just it's like the overall feeling is just don't let someone else's opinion dumb you down or make you angry. Just think, oh, I think that's a very interesting idea. I don't agree with it, but I'll hear you out, and hopefully we can get a conversation going. So, this is the second episode for the Questionable Podcast. If you have any other ideas for a podcast episode, make sure you put it down in the comment section. And thank you, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.